welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to those who were brave enough to come on to the live reaction show last night. What are we, like 10 hours, 9.5 hours ago? We were right here in your face talking about the Denver Nuggets getting a championship, and we're back at it again this morning. This is going to be fun. I do feel weirdly rested, or maybe it's just highly caffeinated. I feel like the coffee is flowing through this morning. I'm excited to dive into last night's game, to the offseason a little bit, some of the drama that's about to unfold here as we head into the offseason. Let's listen. Our man, Adam Stubbs. Stubbs is a real one, all right? Stubbs, winner of Summer League tickets earlier, I think last week, sends me a DM late last night, and he's like, hey, listen, in honor of the Miami Heat run, even though they came up short, he's given away a Tyler Hero rare moment this morning, and he wanted to give it back to the people. Stubbs is a real one. So like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Nugs into the chat as we celebrate the Denver Nuggets. So like the stream, subscribe, hashtag Nugs. We'll give something away here in a little bit. We got Sneeps in the house this morning. Snoopaloop letting us know happy National Peanut Butter Cookie Day. That's important. Top Shot comment. All right. Stubbs himself, there he is in the chat. Stands here. Boudevine Veronica. Mike says, good morning, stateside. Good afternoon, Europe. Not a good day, we may have the Roans. No shouting. Please, definitely no PJ. Mike, hope you feel better soon, my friend. We the people's here. Ballin'. Hashtag Kyle Anderson. We got Orion. Regulators here. JJL getting ready for some Celtics. Who else we got? In the chat? All right, everybody else just saying Nugs. But appreciate everyone being here this morning. I know. Listen, I don't know how you're feeling. Are you tired? Are you a little somber shuffle, as they would say, now that the NBA season is over? No more games until Summer League, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But let's do a little housekeeping first, right? So obviously you're here, baby. Obviously you're here. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll be back with the NBA bit. So we'll be back here 9 a.m. the rest of the week. I'm actually jumping on Club Top Shot today to not talk about Top Shot. I think they just called CTS now over on Peter Overzett's channel at 4 o'clock. If you are a fantasy football fan, if you are in the underdog streets, something called Cardio Club, and they are all going to be running on a treadmill of sorts while they draft, and I'm going to be hosting this happening live. So that'll be at 4:30 over on Peter Overzett's channel, so go check that out if you're into it. 89 Cavs. Justin is on a cruise right now. So it's unclear if we're firing up tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. And then after that, that's it. That's it for the content this week. I'm excited to share a couple of things. I'm going to be doing a little analytics deep dive. All right, Kevin Pelton, eat your heart out. Just like what we did over in the postseason. So content-wise, if that's something you're into. And one other thing I want to throw out there, I wanted to work now that this is the first full season that we like grinded the NBA season, right? We've done the morning marketplace for a while, right? We've done daily content for a while, but this was the first like full NBA season, start to finish. We went ham, and I kind of wanted to do takes year in review. And I thought it would be kind of funny to just listen. I know none of you are going to remember any good takes that I had, but if I had any monumental bad shit takes, I want you to send them my way. All right. Because I feel like it'd be fun to bring that all together. Borland says, can we get a Dort report from Mike? That usually cures all. You know what? We will. Dort had nothing to do with anything that we did last night. But I will. Let's start the show with Dort report. We'll do a little palate cleanser from all the business I just threw at you. And then we're going to dive into last night's game. So here's your opportunity to turn the volume down. So the Denver Nuggets world champs, 94-89 in one of the grossest games of all time, right? I was listening to Bill Simmons and Doc Rivers, which was a wild guest, although I guess not that wild since he employs half of his family now at the Ringer. And they were talking about how like that game 7 between Boston and the Lakers was also one of the grossest games of all time. But it did feel like game 7 vibes, right? Everybody felt tight. It was sloppy. There was a lot of turnovers, and then it got real defense. It was very physical. The defense was pretty intense. Nobody could make a shot. I think at halftime, the Nuggets were shooting 7% from 3. I think they finished sub 20% from three. It was like 17 or something. The Heat went 25% from three. Jimmy Butler didn't show up until the fourth quarter. Jamal Murray was like 14, 8, and 8, I believe it was. And he really kind of had a subpar game. Michael Porter Jr. showed up, though. It was good to see a Michael Porter Jr. game. We're going to talk more about Michael Porter Jr. in a little bit. But let's start with Denver. And Skeets actually brought this up last night in the live reaction show. And I got to tell you, I'm guilty of this too. I think, and shout out NBA Top Shot, huh? But the video game numbers aspect of what Nikola Jokic has been doing, it's almost hard to like truly put into perspective what he's been hammering out, because he did it the entire regular season. Not only the entire regular season, the last 3 regular seasons, he's just been doing this night in and night out. And sure, the goalposts move a little bit. Like, can he do it in the playoffs? And it was like, yeah, they can do it in the playoffs on this 16-4 run this postseason, right? They dropped 1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves, shut out Aaron Borland. Then you had the 2 heroic performances from KD and Devin Booker, so they stole two games. And then they swept the Lakers and dropped 1 to the Miami Heat. Just an incredible run, start to finish. Oh, man, we got another Rona, too. Damn. D-Rose, I hope you feel better, man. That's the second Rona in the chat. And you guys are an ocean apart. I hope you feel better soon. But I think what happens is we see Jokic put up all of these crazy, crazy numbers. It almost becomes normal. And so it's hard to, I think we have to like zoom out a little bit, step back from what we just witnessed and to put it into perspective. So I tried to dig the internet on The Athletic, on The Ringer, on Twitter, to just try to put these numbers together. So I'm just going to hit you real quick with Nikola Jokic's historic postseason run. So Jokic had 2 triple-doubles in the finals. He had one in game 1 and had game 3, becoming the first player to record multiple triple-doubles in their first finals. Now, some of these stats are going to seem extremely specific, but you know what? You earn specificity when you win an NBA Finals, all right? He shot 58% from the field and 42% from 3. He's the first player ever to get 10 triple-doubles in a postseason. Russell Westbrook, eat your heart out. He's the 5th player ever with multiple postseasons averaging 30 points, 10 boards, and shooting 50% from the field. That list of people, Shaq, Hakeem, Kareem, and Anthony Davis, weirdly enough. Anthony Davis, who is awesome, kind of slides in there and like makes that list a little less fun. Sorry, AD. He only trails Magic Johnson and LeBron in postseason triple-doubles. Magic has 30. LeBron has 28. Nikola Jokic has 16 so far. Nikola Jokic, by the way, 28 years old. So you imagine he's got a few more postseason runs in him unless he retires, which felt like a possibility after his reaction last night, which we'll talk more about later. He's the first player in NBA history to lead all of the major 3 categories, right? Points, rebounds, and assists. He finished the postseason with 600 points, 269 rebounds, and 190 assists. Led all 3 categories. And then Bill Simmons tweeted out, he put him in the 50-point club, which he did a bunch of podcasts on the 40-point club. However, the 50-point club, Bill Russell, he did it four times. And the 50-point is those 3, averaging those 3 major categories of points, rebounds, and assists, 50 a game. So combining those, he averaged 50. Bill Russell did it 4 times, which is wild. He's the only one. There's only 2 guys that had done it multiple times. You got Bill Russell with 4, Wilt Chamberlain he did it 2 different times. So there you go. That's how this list started. Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron did it once, Julius Erving did it once in the ABA, Kareem did it once, Jerry West did it once, Elgin Baylor, and now Nikola Jokic. Whew! Dude is on fire. And just an incredible, incredible run by Jokic. I mean, now with recency bias, who's better all time? Well, you know what's so tough about this? I think people... to finish that question, who's better all-time, Dirk or Jokic? I think it's like way too early to do that, because I think it's hard for us as like if the season ended right now, if his career ended right now, I bet you're still taking Dirk, right? You're still taking Dirk. Because like the longevity in the career, Dirk played for 20 years. However, if you're projecting forward, I mean, Jokic probably surpasses Dirk, which is kind of crazy, right? But man, just wild, wild stuff from Jokic. And I do want to talk a little bit about Jokic's reaction, because everybody, I mean, it was beautiful memes, right? the memification of Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, severely underrated. We saw, like, you see him leave. This is Jokic's reaction to not only winning the finals, but winning finals MVP. Leaves the finals MVP on the stand. Like, he gets the trophy and then leaves it on the podium and bounces, right? We see him shaking the champagne, right? We're not going to do that motion. Shaking the champagne and just kind of shaking it like lightly, right? Just like he doesn't want to be there. We see that. We see him say he finds out the parade is on Thursday. He's devastated because he wants to go home. Let's put this into perspective for a second. The dude's from Serbia. He's tired. He just played a grueling NBA season, a grueling postseason. Let the man want to go home. I get that. He's at work. And we see him shake the bottle of champagne, right? Have you ever been to a happy hour that you had to go to because it was with coworkers? I get it. I want to drink with my brothers and my friends. I totally get it. I totally get it. But so you listen, everybody can relax. Everybody can relax with the whole thing being like, oh, he can't. He doesn't even like it. He doesn't even like it here. Nah, dude, let Jokic chill. They also talked a little bit about it after, too. Jokic has a big horse race this weekend, and that's why he needs to get home in time. But he did a baller move. Jokic on NBA TV basically called out the Denver Nuggets organization. It was like, hey, put me on a plane. Put me on a plane. But yeah, man. Also, yeah, I saw somebody said about the KCP. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Regulator said pour beer on KCP's head. That's what we learned about Jokic. He has no time to do this for you. But every clip of you saw of him with his teammates, right, that wasn't like orchestrated for the media or for cameras to take in, pouring beer on KCP's head, him and Jamal Murray jumping into the pool together. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. He can't be the face of the league with his vanilla personality, though. You know what's so funny? I think he's pretty funny. I think he has personality. It's probably similar to Tim Duncan and Bill Belichick, where he's like, I don't owe you shit. I'm not giving the media that. Mike said he's probably Serbia's number 2 sports person right now, right behind another Nikola, right? Djokovic. Is it Nikola Djokovic? Am I messing that up? Djokovic? Anyways. Yeah, right behind him. Is that what you're saying? But man, the dude's 28. This Denver team, if you want to just like look forward here, the only real salary or the only real roster change we're going to see is Bruce Brown's going to bounce, right? Because the Denver Nuggets don't have Bruce Brown's bird rights. Bruce Brown has a player option heading into next season. He's going to turn it down. The most the Nuggets can pay him, I believe. Oh, Novak. Sorry, guys. Novak Djokovic. My bad. Early morning. But the most the Nuggets can pay him, I believe, is like $7 or $8 million. He's going to get more than that. He's going to get more than that. Bruce Brown is on his way to another team. And I think was it Aaron Gordon that was next to him, or maybe Michael Porter Jr. last night that was like, this man's about to get paid. So Bruce Brown's on his way to another organization. And he definitely was like a key cog for this Denver Nuggets team. So he's going to be gone. You're going to have to fill that role. But man, not Bruce Brown, the other Brown, Christian Brown. Christian Brown, here's some fun Christian Brown stats for you. Won his high school chips, goes to Kansas, wins a national title, first year in the NBA league, first year in the NBA, wins an NBA title. Christian Brown out there winning chips wherever he goes, found his way into the rotation in the second half of the season, and then played playoff minutes, was out there running around, had a big putback late in the second half. And Christian Brown woke up this morning, or he hasn't gone to bed yet, and in all caps tweeted out, "Put that in your pipe and smoke it." I love it. I love it. I have to buy a Christian Brown jersey now. I'm here for that energy. Because not only is that just funny, it's a funny phrase. He's shouting out his coach, right? His coach said that after they won game 2. Crazy stuff. Yeah, regulator reminding us too, OKC and Denver. In the midst of the NBA Finals, Denver's like, we're not satisfied with winning a chip. Let's secure a couple of draft picks. And so they did move some stuff around. What's funny is that the Heat's Joker only played 15 games when the real Joker wears 15. Wait, what does this mean? I missed this. What does this mean? Stan putting something in his pipe right now. I know a lot of you are putting something in your pipe right now. But anyways, incredible run from Denver. And real quick on Miami, it's fun. It's fun to joke around a little bit with like, where did Jimmy go? If you're Miami, man, and if you're a Miami fan, you got, you know, 2 extra months of basketball. You were a 7 seed at the end of the regular season. You limp into the playing game by getting absolutely smoked by Trae Young's Atlanta Hawks, who, shout out Trae Young, took a break from tweeting out another day, another opportunity, and tweets out, "We're next," with a little ring. Maybe he's getting engaged. Who knows? You are down double digits to the Chicago Bulls, almost not even making the play-in game. I mean, the playoffs. And then you come out there, you dominate Milwaukee. You just smoke Milwaukee. Sure, the Giannis injury helped a little bit, but you also lost Tyler Hero. Then you knock out the Bing Bong Boys, which deep in my heart, I'll remember forever. And then you demolish Boston, who were just massive favorites. And you just rip their heart out, even though you went up 3-0 and then dropped 3 straight games. You saw incredible performances from Jimmy Butler. You saw Caleb Martin turn into Larry Bird. You saw Kyle Lowry's big booty out there balling. You got a little bit of everything. So I think if you're Miami, I mean, yeah, sure, it stings. You wanted to go a little bit further, but I think it was pretty clear, honestly, from the beginning of game one, that the Nuggets were going to win this. Even game two felt a little fluky. The Heat shot almost or just over 50% or just under 50% from three, but it felt like Denver just kind of took their foot off the gas in game two. And so you kind of knew this was happening. But listen, Bam showed up. Bam had a good, he's not going to be able to hang with Jokic. And sure, you probably wanted to see a little bit more from Jimmy Butler. I know Veronica put that into the chat yesterday. But man, what a run. Historic run from an 8 seed. What was it? The second team ever to make it all the way to the NBA Finals behind the 1999 New York Knicks. And I believe that was in a shortened season too. So the Heat, the only team to do it in a full season. There's your asterisk. There it is. And they were the only team to beat the Denver Nuggets at home, at Denver's home. Right? So listen, a lot of W's there. A lot of W's there. Yeah, big booty balling. Listen, Jimmy Butler is big face coffee. Kyle Lowry should open a strip club called Big Booty Ballin'. And I like this name because it could be like maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's women dancing. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, it's men dancing. You know what I'm saying? That name allows you to do a little bit of everything. It can be open to everybody. And I like that. That's a versatile name. That would do numbers in Miami, right? Put Kyle Lowry on the coaching staff, maybe. Maybe it's time for Kyle, although Kyle Lowry was great last night. But I think this is an opportunity for Kyle Lowry. JJL says Lillard to Miami in 2024. East getting difficult. Miami has some bloated. Yeah, but here's the thing, JJL. I know I talked about this a little bit yesterday. If you're Portland, there's no deal Miami can throw at you that you're even sniffing at, right? Like, is Tyler Hero and picks enough? You're going to have to include Bam probably to make that money work. Is Bam and Hero enough for Dame? Is that like rebuilding mode? I guess. But if you're losing Bam and Hero to bring in Dame with Jimmy, are you that much better? Yeah, Dame's obviously the best player of those 3 guys listed, Bam, Hero, and Dame. But is that subtraction, the addition subtraction, is that working out in their favor? Like, I don't, and also, is Portland excited about that? Portland just want to tank for picks, but I'm just saying there's got to be better packages out there. And speaking of better packages, check out Big Booty Ballin'. I don't think here's the thing. This is going to be a boring answer. Unless Dame says, get me the F out, Dame's going to be on Portland next season. There's just no deal out there that's good enough there's no situation that Dame walks into next year that he's happy with that also allows Portland to get the best package back, right? Because they want picks that are good. They don't want the 30th pick of the draft. And if you're sending Dame to a situation that he wants to go to, which is a contending team in the East, most likely, the picks you're getting back are not going to be great, right? So I don't know. I mean, I guess New Orleans would be kind of spicy because New Orleans is looking to get into that 2-3 round range, So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happens to Dame. If I had to bet my big booty balls on it, my money would be on Dame plays for Portland next year. It would be. There's like interesting landing spots that I think he would make like, I don't know, does Philly go like, well, okay, we'll give you Maxey and a bunch of picks or whatever? I don't know. And does Philly want to do that? Does that moving because I'm assuming Harden's gone too, and then Maxey as well? Like, does that make you better? You know, the Boston one's intriguing if they move Jaylen Brown, but I don't think they want to do that either. I don't know. All right, let's remind the people too. Like the stream, subscribe, hashtag Nugs. We're giving away a Tyler Hero rare moment here in a little bit. Let's do the drop. JJL says Miami's 3 first rounds in 26, 28, and 2030 could all be low. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. So maybe it's Tyler Hero and some picks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dame did mention, right? He did that weird interview where he kind of won. He's like, dude, I'm never leaving Portland, but also if Miami loses the finals, I'd go to Miami tomorrow, right? Oh, man. A couple other things. I wanted to do some winners and losers. Winners and losers from the NBA Finals, all right? Winners, Denver fans. Obviously, the Nuggets' first chip, happy. We love it. Denver gets a chip. I'm happy for the Denver fans. They seemed like they were having a good time. I heard from a lot of them. Great photos. There were some great photos, right? DeAndre Jordan played in the NBA Finals. How about that? Not only did he play in the NBA Finals, he played in a meaningful game. It was a closeout game. That was a close game. If you found out that DeAndre Jordan played in the NBA Finals, you'd have been like, wow, Nuggets either won by 50 or lost by 50. Nay. DeAndre Jordan got some minutes, got a block, put some stats on the box score. DeAndre Jordan, winner. Also, Doc Rivers shared a cool story about how he like sent DeAndre Jordan. He was like, if you play my brand of basketball, you're going to get all of these things. And the last one he hadn't checked off was an NBA Finals. And I guess DeAndre Jordan sent a photo of that note that Doc had sent him way back when DeAndre was on the Clippers. It was a cool anecdote, cool story by Doc. Still can't get over the fact that Doc and Bill Simmons broing out on the Bill Simmons podcast. But anyways, DeAndre Jordan, a winner. We already talked about the Miami Heat. Miami Heat are winners. Even though they lost the NBA Finals, the Heat are winners. They were playing with house money, right? If they had won, it would have been the biggest upset in like sports history. Maybe not. That might be a little hyperbolic, but huge. And they were supposed to lose. They lost. They stole a game, whatever. So I'm going to call the Heat a winner, even though they lost. Christian Braun. We already talked about Christian Braun. High school chip, college chip, professional chip. Put that in your pipe. Jesus. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right. Losers. Bones Hyland. Hey, listen, I know Jump Shoot already put it into the chat. He said, well, Bones is getting a ring. That's not a fun ring. That's a ring that ends up on eBay, right? That is a ring that ends up on the market. That is like Bones Hyland's ring is the equivalent of influencers getting an NFT. I'm selling it. So there you go. That is an L for Bones Hyland, who Bones Hyland, apparently the only guy that couldn't fit in with the stylings and hoop ability of Nikola Jokic. And now he's on the Clippers. Good luck. Another winner, Thomas Bryant, who didn't like his role with the Lakers. Maybe Thomas Bryant just wanted some jewelry. I'll give Thomas Bryant a winner. Yeah, this is good. Pawn Stars ring, participation trophy. I was going to say millennial, but Bones is probably Gen Z, right? Other losers, ESPN. I don't know why. I just hate watching them. I really do. Except for Scott Van Pelt. I love Scott Van Pelt. SVP trying to get Jamal Murray to share how drunk he was last night on television was great. Jamal Murray played it up fun. Jamal Murray is about to have like a fun media arc, I think. He is. Hoop Junkie says that Nugs championship run was so dominant, they could easily win it back. win back-to-back. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody can easily do anything in the NBA right now. But they are the betting favorites already to win the chip next year. And like I was saying, Bruce Brown's the only piece that's going to be a problem. And with the news of the new CBA and like those like mid-range guys aren't going to be getting big bags, big ballin' bags. They're not going to be getting those bags anymore. I wonder how many players are just like interested in playing in Denver, right? Do a little ring chasing later in your career. Similar to like, I bet if you can find like the A+ version of what Blake Griffin was for the Celtics, right? I think that would be good. And I think we're going to see a lot of that. And you look at the rest of those Western Conference teams, there's so many question marks, right? The Lakers, still are building around LeBron and AD. The Lakers looked awesome this year, but they're going to lose Rui most likely. They're going to have to pay Austin Reeves. LeBron's going to then be 39 at some point next year, right? So am I. So the Warriors are weird. The Grizzlies are weird as hell, which we'll talk about in a little bit. All of those teams are in weird spots right now. So, yeah, I think they are. And the East is a mess, too. Anyways, back to ESPN. Yeah, ESPN, there is no – and I almost feel bad for them because they're in this weird moment where not weird moment because it's been like 10 years, 20 years of this. TNT is so good. So it makes ESPN look that much worse. Like, ESPN's bad, but I don't know if they are the nut low. But because of it, because of how good TNT is, it's just, man, brutal. Maybe Jokic gets bored and retires to play baseball. He's going to retire. I want to see a Jokic to jockey, have him race horse, like just be on them horses. Rich Buddy says, hello, please, can you do a Top Shot video update for those of us who haven't even logged in for over a year? That'd be cool. Thanks. Rich Buddy, my advice to you, wait another year to log in. That's what I would do. Wait another year to log in. Yeah, SCP is great. We'll talk about FVV in a second. Do you think the Lakers will match Reeves' max offer? Yeah, they have to. I don't know what else they're going to do. What else did I have in mind? Oh, Tim Conley's a loser. Not really, though. Right, the former general manager of the Denver Nuggets, who's now with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Listen, he's still kind of the architect, right? He's the architect of what happened in Denver. However, he got paid a ton of money and went to Minnesota, so he's not that big of a loser. However, immediately the Rudy Gobert thing happened, and yet now they're talking about trading Karl-Anthony Towns, and he's just looking across the Rocky Mountains. I don't know what that angle is like from Minnesota to Denver, but looking across there, just being like, man, I wish I stayed. But I don't know. He got all of that money. So good for him. Yeah, Treat Williams. R.I.P. Treat Williams. All right, what else? Did I miss anything else for my losers? No, that was pretty much it. All right, I wanted to hit a couple more things. Before, and then I'll just like react to the chat a little bit more. Wow, homies. Yeah, ESPN feels regional local like an MSG or SNY. I know, they really do. Speaking of regional local, I saw there was a bunch of layoffs yesterday on The Athletic. And former guest of the show, Bill Shea, who wrote that piece about NBA Top Shot and a little bit about NFL All Day. And then he came on the show and talked about the relationship between the leagues and the teams and these like NFT products. Was part of that round of layoffs. And so listen, Bill Shea is great. He's written some really good pieces. I've enjoyed the sports business side of stuff that he's been writing. I'm sure he's going to land at a cool spot and all will be good. And I look forward to following him. But let's go give Bill Shea a follow on Twitter if you're not following him. He's a talented dude, and was happy to have him come on earlier in this season. Again, I'm always impressed when people respond to DMs when they don't know me and are down to come on and talk on the show. I always think that's really cool. So I respect him for doing that. But yeah, that sucked. That sucked what happened at The Athletic. It seemed like, I don't want to get into it. I don't know enough about it. I just like that whole idea of like getting all these regional local people together. Now it feels like they're moving away from that model. I don't know. Just feels like we're back to where we started. Anyways, shout out Bill. All right, let's go. Like the stream, subscribe, #Nugs. We'll do a little mental health check too. We'll talk, maybe we'll do the first one. We'll do the OG mental health check. And then I want to get into a couple more things.
can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, you know? I think it changes you.
All right, let's do it. I imagine Ja Morant last night was listening to a little Blink 182, waiting for Adam Silver, just being like, "Where are you?" And I'm so sorry. Because and everybody made the joke. Molly Morrison had a great tweet about it yesterday or last night too. The finals are over. Are we going to hear from Adam Silver anytime soon on the Ja Morant suspension? And listen, Adam, if you haven't decided yet, let's revisit the point. The way to address Ja Morant's suspension, unless we found out new information that's crazy, 18 games. That should be the suspension. Suspend Ja for 18 games, just enough that he can't qualify for the MVP, for all NBAs, right? Any of those awards because of the new rules in the CBA about how they give out awards. Just said 18 games right on the dot. Because that's petty. That's petty behavior. 25, you're like, oh, that's a round number. If you say 18, that means they were like, listen, I didn't appreciate how you came to my office in New York, talked to me for 8 straight hours, and then immediately was like pulling a little gun, right? So this to be like, I thought about it, and I just want to hurt you where it counts, and that's in your back pocket. I'm assuming that's where the wallet's kept. 18 games. Let's do it. That's what I want to hear. But yeah, I imagine we get that in the next couple of days, right? Maybe he can wait. So the parade is on Thursday. What's today? Tuesday? Maybe they do a Friday news dump. I would like to think that's how they've handled most of this shit, right? Most of it has been Friday news dump. Anytime. No, I was not going to say shout out, but we had the Miles Bridges situation. We had there was another. Blanking on what the other thing that happened. But yeah, I would like to think. Yeah, we're going to do a Friday news dump. However, news dumps make it seem like you don't want anybody talking about it. And this alien-looking motherfucker got on national television, on national radio, right before the finals started, and was like, hey, BT Dubs, I don't want to cause a distraction, but here I am. Crazy. Yeah, I heard his interview on the Dan Patrick Show, too. Regulator said Beto will be 30 to 50 extra games for lying to the commish. Did he lie, though? Did he lie? Or did he lie by saying he wasn't going to correct his behavior? Legally owning a gun is worse than domestic violence. I know you're saying that facetiously and sarcastically. Yeah, that's because the NBA did this bullshit thing where they like included all of last season as part of the suspension. Bro, come on. Matt Harrison. I like this one too. 17, so he has to play every game to get an award. That's kind of fun too. But I think it's 18. I think you got to be due 18. I still can't get over the toy gun defense. That's wild. The toy gun defense is wild. Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, I imagine we get that Thursday or Friday, right? Do they let the parade happen? Or maybe it happens today. Maybe he wants to get it out and about. If they do it today, that's effed. That is effed if they do it today. Like, because ESPN will talk about the Nuggets for like 3 hours. And then it'll be like, breaking news. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, Ja, we're waiting on Ja. That's probably the biggest news that we're waiting to drop, right? And then we'll get closer to the NBA draft, closer to free agency. And Zion had a toy stripper. That's great. That is great. That is a great joke by you, Regulator. We should bring up Shams' announcement yesterday, right? Or announcement. He had a FanDuel video clip so Shams said the New Orleans Pelicans are trying to move up in the draft to get the 2-3 spot, right? So either in talks with Portland or in talks with Charlotte. And who knows if they're actually talking back and forth or if that was New Orleans being like, you know what? We'd like Wembayama. Can you make that happen? But let's say they are in talks with Charlotte trying to get that number 2 pick. And they've said it's for Scoot Henderson. You gotta think like they have so many assets, right? We talked about this last week. They have like 4,352 first round picks over the next few years. Shout out to Milwaukee Bucks. But you gotta imagine maybe somebody like Brandon Ingram or Zion is included in that offer. Now they could do it without including them. I don't think they would have to. But if you are Charlotte or Portland, you have the upper hand, right? Because New Orleans just came out and said, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. And you're probably excited to get Scoot or Brandon Miller. So you don't feel like you need to do this deal. So I feel like you could throw that out there. Hoop Junkie says, would you rather have Zion than Scoot? Yeah, I think so. Listen, I know Zion. We've got some like weight issues that come up all the time. Like, is he in shape? We know that he's sexually active, which again, if he was winning a bunch, or not even winning a bunch, if he was playing a bunch, people would be like, yeah, lay that pipe, Zion, right? Like everybody would be losing their mind in the same way that Jamal Murray getting the old domey dome still gets talked about. And like lovingly, they talked about it lovingly last night because he won a title, right? So the only reason that it's a problem right now, like I know he's in the news maybe negatively, right? People are reacting negatively. I think we got to relax. I wouldn't move off Zion. Zion looked like he was in the MVP conversation for the first like 25 games. The Pelicans were a top 2 team in the West next to your now champion Denver Nuggets. I think that'd be losing. I think that'd be going nuts a little bit. The question should be Zion at 40 million or Scoot at 12 million. Yeah, I don't know. I think I think the upside on Zion is higher. It's definitely riskier. But like, what if you can move Ingram and a bunch of picks and still get that pick? You know? I don't know if they can. But anyways, it'll be interesting to see. If I'm Charlotte, because it sounds like Charlotte was leaning towards Brandon Miller, at least at like this most recent time. I think like if you're Charlotte, you can pretend you're taking Scoot too, right? Like even if you are planning on taking Brandon Miller, you can just pretend you're taking Scoot because you still have the leverage. Regulator said Zion has played fewer games than Gordon Hayward. Well, that makes sense, right? Because Gordon Hayward is how much older? I mean, I know what you're saying because Gordon Hayward's hurt all the time. Anyways, the other thing I wanted to talk about too, I thought it'd be interesting to revisit this. Like, I know Michael Porter Jr. Had a weird finals, right? He had a great playoff run up until the finals. All of a sudden, he was playing defense, and people were like, "Holy crap!" Then the finals started, and Coach Spo did his wizardry and was like, "Let's get Michael Porter Jr. running around." And he got cooked on defense, couldn't hit a 3. Last night, only hit 1 3, right? Only hit 1 big 3, but was a monster on the boards, right? I think his betting line was like 5.5 boards. I think he finished with 13. He had a big double-double, was aggressive in the paint, had a nice little one-handed left-handed dunk, right? Then he also had that crazy play in transition where he put the ball behind his back and through his legs and then finished. And it looked like that was going to be a turnover, right? No one watched that happen in real time. And they're like, Porter's got this. But you know what? Shouts to you, Michael Porter Jr.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
But so Michael Porter Jr. went 14th overall in the 2018 NBA draft. And a lot of it was because I think it was John Hollinger at the time said it was the worst medical they've ever seen, like in the history of sports. His back, right? His back was messed up. But then there was all this like off the court behavioral stuff that people were talking about too during that time. I just wanted to go through the 2018 draft and see like where Porter would land now. So the first overall pick, DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton went number 1 overall. Marvin Bagley went 2. Luka went 3 to Atlanta and then was traded to Dallas. Jaren Jackson Jr. went 4. Trae Young went 5. Mo Bamba went 6. Wendell Carter Jr. 7. Colin Sexton went 8. Then you got Kevin Knox. Bing bong. Went to the Knicks at 9. Mikal Bridges at 10. Went to Philadelphia, who was then traded to Phoenix. SGA went 11 to Charlotte. Miles Bridges went 12 to the Clippers. Jerome Robinson, Boston College's finest, went 13. And then Michael Porter Jr. went 14. So looking at that one more time, right? Where do you think MPJ lands there? He's obviously ahead of Marvin Bagley. He's ahead of Mo Bamba. He's ahead of Wendell Carter Jr. He's ahead of Colin Sexton. He's ahead of Kevin Knox. Are you probably still taking Mikal Bridges, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over him? I guess Miles Bridges upside before the season, you would have taken Miles Bridges, but not now. and then Jerome Robinson. So that's 7 guys. So Michael Porter Jr. would have gone 7th, right? So if we redo the 2018 draft right now, you're probably taking Luka number 1 overall. I think I'm taking SGA number 2. Then maybe Trae Young number 3. Jaren Jackson Jr. number 4. Mikal Bridges number 5. DeAndre Ayton number 6. And then I think Michael Porter Jr. number 7. Is that wild? How do we feel about that list? How do we feel about that list? My computer's being slow. Dope. Can't see the chat. Love it. How do we feel? That is a strong draft, though. That was my first thought, Regulator. That was my first thought. Right? So if we look at it again, was that a wild list? I mean, I guess you could make a case like Jaren Jackson Jr. is incredible defensively. Was Jalen Brunson that draft too? Where did Jalen Brunson go? I was trying to stay within the lottery. Right? So some of the other later rounds, nobody really. Anthony Simons went 24th. Time Lord went 27th that year. Mitchell Robinson went 36th. Jalen Brunson went 33rd. I think, yeah, Jalen Brunson maybe goes. Maybe Jalen Brunson goes over him. Maybe you take Michael Porter Jr. 15th. I mean, Jalen Brunson was incredible this year, so I don't want to take anything away from that. So maybe I was trying to stay within the lottery, so I missed that one. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, that's a great call. Jalen Brunson is a great call. But what a draft, huh? Shut up the Kings. Marvin Bagley, huh? Marvin Bagley, number 2 overall. Don't think you take an injured player in the lottery. Too risky for most teams. Yeah, I get it. But here's the thing. I think I would take I mean, it's easy to say this now. I think I would take Michael Porter Jr. over Kevin Knox. But listen, I have receipts. Oh, man, we have a sneeze. We need a drop. We need a drop right now. But I'm just not going to do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do. I was at this bar for this draft in 2018. I was at Atwood's, which was a bar in Midtown East. It was near where I used to live. And I was there with a bunch of Knicks fans were next to me. And the Knicks were on the clock. And I was like, dude, this is the time to take Michael Porter Jr. You're kind of in no man's land. Michael Porter Jr. ceiling so high. There was nobody that big there. Or nobody with like the same ceiling as MPJ. It's like, might as well take a risk. Although the Knicks, knowing the Knicks, they're going to get the shit end of the stick no matter what, right? But I was next to like 3 dudes, and I was like, I'm taking Porter Jr. here. So there you go. There's my receipts. JJL said, won an MPJ Top Shot debut from Team Hold of 15% minting. Let's go. Speaking of Team Hold, speaking of JJL Smith, speaking of minting, let's talk a little Vegas, baby. So we are 23 days, something like that, away from Viva Las Vegas. We're going to be out there. We're going to NBA Summer League. We're going to be out there July 6th to July 9th or 10th, depending on when you're flying out. Thursday, baby, we're getting in. We're going to just find a place to post up. We're going to gamble, get a couple brouhahas in us. Friday, we're going to Summer League. Bright and early, noon. We'll be there for the early tip-off, the very first games of NBA Summer League in Vegas. Then at 5 o'clock, we're heading over to the Sandala Lounge. We're going to be doing a live show from 5 to 7. The Team Hold gang is going to be there. Some of the Shot Tank Bros, the 89 Cavs are going to be there. We have some special guests. It's going to be a really good time. Then the NBA convention is on Saturday. We're going to be heading over there midday. That's going to be a good time as well. We're going to see how weird that is. Then there's some, we're going to Beer Park for a Team Hold happy hour. We get some UFC stuff. We got a little bit of everything cooking for you for Vegas. We are very excited. This is our 3rd year getting out there. So if you've not been yet, if you're on the fence, I promise it's a good time. We're going to be giving away some So Rare stuff. We're going to be giving away a rookie Lego from NBA Top Shot. We're going to have a lot of fun. Again, 3rd year. We've been having a blast. We know how to do it now. I'm going to share a link into the chat. It's a Google form that just kind of gives you a rundown of the events. We're just trying to get numbers. We're up over 30 now, baby. We're up over 30. We want to hit that 50 number. The 50 number would be sweet, sweet, sweet. But seriously, if you are on the fence, would love to have you come out and hang out with us. It truly is it's the best way to do Vegas for me anyways, because if I don't have organized activities, I will be at a poker table for 42 straight hours, just grinding the 1-2. You know what I'm saying? I'd be playing too much no limit hold'em. So I like having stuff that I have to go to so that I can condense my debauchery. LG Dude said in the chat, LG got a shout out yesterday. And then I made a great joke in his Discord, and I got no love for it from anybody in the First Mint Discord. And that's okay. That's okay. But we mentioned yesterday, he was at a UFC event. In the photo, he was growing his hair out. And I said, built on flow. That's an incredible joke. Shout out LG. We wish you could be there too, man. Go sign up for the First Mint's newsletter. They got the Pookie sponsorship, baby. Got that Pookie. Go sign up for Pookie too. Yeah, Boston based. We got Shaq's DJing, Diplo's out there. Everybody's going to be in Vegas. And we're going the first weekend. We're not messing around with that second weekend of Summer League bullshit like we did last year, where all the cool people had already left, where it looked like a bunch of me's out there playing for those teams. Anyways, very excited for Summer League. I hope you guys come join us. Let's remind the people we're giving away a Tyler Hero. Rare moment today because our man Stubbs wanted to give back to the hashtag community. So like the stream, subscribe, hashtag Nugs into the chat for our Denver Nuggets champion. All right, we got like five to 7 more minutes here. Let me get back to the chat. What do you guys have for me? Anything else that we need to, any like finals conversations we didn't have? I feel like we hammered it pretty hard. But what else do you have for me? And while I wait for your takes in the chat, I just want to say thanks too. We really we went aggro for the NBA playoffs. This is probably the hardest I've worked on anything in my entire life, which tells you about my previous career in education. But we really like grinded hard here in the playoffs. Grinded hard like it was in 7th grade and Next was playing We're Dancing Too Close. Right, we're out there grinding the content. And I appreciate everybody being along for the ride and messing around with some of the new stuff we've been doing, some of that short form that we've been throwing out there, messing around with some stuff. So appreciate all of you guys who have been tuning in every day, whether it's for the morning show, whether it's retweeting shit, whether it's in the Discord. This has been a fun run. And this was like the first full year we did this too. We love it. First full year that we like really went hard at basketball content, start to finish. And it's been fun to see us grow. And the quest for 10K continues. We are at 9,468 subscribers for Team Hold. So we're almost there, almost at that 10K. I will bet my big booty balls, that's a callback to earlier in the show in case you just joined us, that we are going to hit 10K right before or at Summer League, which will be exciting. And if that means I have to pay for fake accounts, I'll do it. I think that's it, though. I think that's it. Make sure you check out the links in the chat. Join the Discord. I mean, in the description. Sign up for Vegas. Come to Vegas. All that shit, by the way, in the Google Forms is free, except for the Summer League tickets. You got to buy your own Summer League tickets. But join the Discord. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to our other channel. Boston Bay says, I have a giveaway for folks going to Vegas. If you run into me, I'll give you an entry ticket. Oh, that's an IRL giveaway? Man, look at that. IRL. Love to see it. Love to see the IRL. But for content purposes, again, just remind people for the rest of the week, we will be back tomorrow morning at 9. If you are into fantasy football, I'm hosting Pete Overzet's show today on CTS as they are going to be running on treadmills and drafting. They're doing the cardio club for Underdog. I'm excited to get into some more Underdog football. Oh, Wednesday night. I forgot about this. Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, John Jackson is coming back on the show. He just developed some like sick new stuff for fantasy football. So we're going to be talking about that. Also, shout out to our guy, TST. TST came in first freaking place in the So Rare NBA. Won like 1 billion credits or whatever it was. So we can get that duffel bag. So shout out TST. That was a good time. I'm trying to think of what else we had. Garen says, replace UFC with Bud Crawford-Spence fight, and it would have been the perfect weekend in Vegas. There you go. There you go. What is going on in the chat? Boston based in LG. Look at you guys. Just getting feisty this morning. I think it's from a place of love, though. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just straight feist. Cameron Quinlan, Pack Drip, my man, coming in late here. Hashtag Nugs. Got it in there at the buzzer. Let's do this. We're going to give it away. Let's do the Tyler Hero drop one more time to give people a chance. Shout out our man, Adam Stubbs, who brought this moment to the house to give it away in honor of the Heat. All right, let's do it. We are going to give this away. Give this away. Again, appreciate everyone being here. Let's winner. Let's spin this Ish. If you get a W, speaking of Ish Smith, NBA champion. If you get a W, shoot me a DM. Tyler Hero coming your way, baby. Winner. Chicken dinner's going to Ricky Ricardo. Congratulations, Ricky. Big W. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Tend to your horses just like the way Nikola Jokic would want. We will see you tomorrow.